Hey everybody, it is day 1 of my bulk cooking days here. I'm hoping over the next 3 or 4 days to get all of these different things made. I've got Amber with me, she's over there. Eye dropping right now. We're going to focus on all the recipes that use chicken. All of this here is going to have to get cubed. The chicken that's thawing in the sink over there is going to get cooked for a couple different recipes. So let me just show you what we have going. I made out a list for the whole month here. Today we're going to focus on cooking up 1 bag of chicken breasts for a large bowl of cranberry pecan chicken salad. Another bag of chicken is going to be made into savory chicken, which is just a kind of an Italian sort of flavored shredded chicken to be served on buns, or I put it on lettuce with a piece of provolone cheese. I'm going to put together 2 chicken and rice casseroles, and then Amber found a recipe for chicken burrito bowls, and so we're going to get the meat all ready for that, because that we're actually going to have tonight, and then we'll make a lot of it and we will have that ready for tomorrow also. And that I'm going to make some taco meat too, in case some people don't like chicken. You got to use your right hand. So you're going to hold on to this like that, and then you're going to take this and you're going to put some pressure. Now you hold it like that. Hold on, buddy. Hold on. There we go.
Look at all of these. Look at.
Yep, you're doing a great job. Amber's got a station set up in this corner of the kitchen. She's working on veggies. So for the chicken burrito bowls, she got all the lettuce washed and drained over there, ready for the burrito bowls. And now she's chopping up celery for the chicken salad. And then I think that might be it for a little while for vegetables. I don't think we need much more. So, I don't know, we'll find something else for her. So I'm just putting together the savory chicken sandwiches. It's very simple. I have 1 bag of boneless, skinless chicken breasts in my slow cooker here, and I'll put in 1/4 teaspoon of the garlic pepper. I'm going to put in 1/4 cup of Italian dressing, a 1/4 cup of water. The original recipe called for a envelope of onion soup mix, but I don't usually use that. I just put in a couple tablespoons of dried minced onion, and then a scoop, which probably is about a tablespoon or so, of some kind of bouillon. Now this one happens to be vegetable based because that's what I have. Otherwise I'd normally actually use beef with this recipe. All these are just going to go right into here. It's just going to get set onto a low to medium and cook for about 4 hours or so. I'll shred it up. Its own juice a little bit with the Italian dressing in the water. You can serve it with a spoon on rolls or on lettuce with a piece of provolone cheese. That's really good too. So that's what we're working on now. So it's almost 4 o'clock. We started cooking at about 2:30, and so far we're coming along quite well. So here we have the beginnings of 2 chicken and rice hot dishes. This one is actually finished, except I'm going to sprinkle a little more cheese on it before I foil wrap it. And I only had 1 foil pan today, so I had to use a glass pan here too. But anyways, this is what it looks like. So it's just some milk and cream soups, cheese and rice all mixed together, and then you top it with as much chicken as you'd like. This is a mixture of both chicken thighs and chicken breast, and then I just pour the rest of the milk, soup, and rice mixture on top. Then I'm just going to put a little bit of cheese, not a lot, but just a little bit on top, because it just kind of makes it look pretty. Okay, so I had to leave abruptly before because we just had I'll call it a dog and chicken incident, and I'll leave it at that. We're back at it. I did get the 2 chicken and rice casseroles packaged up. So what I do is I saran wrap them first, then I tin foil them, and the pans that are these foil pans I put onto a cookie sheet just until they're frozen. So because these are kind of soupy, and I don't want to have any spills or anything like that. Amber had gotten started on chopping 4 onions, so we thought we're just gonna have a really quick hot dog and potato chip and probably a melon or something like that. Supper tonight. So Sam's just looking up if there's BMX practice tonight, but even if there isn't, we're still just going to have a real quick hot dog supper, and that pretty much wraps it up for today. All the chicken things are done, except for oh, we just got word that it's canceled. This is the only thing I still need to do as far as chicken goes. The chicken is already cooked. I'm going to shred that all up, and this is just a mixture of sweetened dried cranberries, celery, and pecans, and I'm going to put a whole pile of chicken in here. I'll put mayo in here and salt and pepper, and probably just a little bit of Miracle Whip because I kind of like that little added tang mixed in with the mayo. So, and then this we'll put onto bread or rolls, or sometimes I buy croissants, but I forgot this time, so we won't be doing that. It's only really been since 2:30 and it's almost 5, so I'm going to wrap things up right now. I'll get back at it tomorrow with probably all the ground venison and beef recipes. I just wanted to quick stop in here and show you how I have my chicken salad plated up, since I work at eating, you know, mainly low carb-ish. I always say I just take a few pieces of romaine here and top it with the chicken salad. So that's just what it looks like. It's day 2 here. It is 1 o'clock. I have until about 4 or 4:15 to work on bulk cooking for today, and it's going to be the ground venison day. Today I'm going to do 6 pounds of pizza burger mix, 3 tater tot casseroles. That'll also use 6 pounds of ground venison. And I'm hoping, and I should get time to also do 20 pounds of mashed potatoes. So I just popped in a rhubarb nut pie into the oven. So a couple weeks ago, we made about 10 or 11 or something like that rhubarb pies and put them in the freezer. I think I'm going to be in here alone today. I'm going to start with doing some dishes. Amber is actually out working on horse stuff, and Sam is going to be rototilling the garden. So yeah, I think I'm pretty much on my own. I think the little kids are going to be just kind of running in and out all day. So unfortunately, I forgot to take out all of my meat last night. So I'm starting with frozen meat. So this is probably going to take, I'm guessing, about an hour, because I just want to cook it real slow so it thaws, and then I can break it apart so it's in nice little pieces. Or I'm going to put in a couple scoops here of diced onion. Yesterday Amber diced up a bunch of onions so that that part would be done. And while that's cooking, I'm just going to head over, and in 2 big bowls, I'm going to get the rest of the ingredients for the pizza burger mix in 1 bowl. I'm going to get another bowl, all of the tater tot casserole ingredients, and I'll just set those aside. So after the meat is all done cooking, I'll let it cool for a little bit, and then I'll add it into the casserole kind of mixes and things like that here, and get those packaged up into Ziploc bags. That's what's going to work best for me today. I did 6 teaspoons of garlic powder. This is going to be for 6 pounds of meat. And then I'm doing 3 teaspoons of oregano. I put in like 6 big handfuls. And I did a mix of, they both say Fiesta cheese. Okay, this is from Walmart, this shredded. It's only like 17 point some cents an ounce. This says Fiesta cheese. This one also says Fiesta blend, but clearly you can see this one has a little bit more of the white cheeses than this one. And so I put 3 handfuls of that, 3 handfuls of this, and Peter wants to show us that he's going to eat
graham crackers.
Graham crackers. I'm just going to set this aside, and when the meat is done, we'll add that to this. Apparently, when I counted up how many cans of cream soup I needed, I absolutely miscount. So I really could use about 6 cans right now, and I have 0. So I did a quick internet search, and I came to this website called don'twastethecrumbs.com, And that is where I am going to get my cream soup recipe from. I've made plenty of roux before, so you know, it's not new to me, but I'm just going to follow this basic recipe here, making a homemade cream of celery soup. Times this by 6 to get the amount that I'm going to need. It's putting me back a little bit here, but that's just how it is. I have not gotten the potatoes started. We'll see what happens with that. There's just always something that seems to come up. This is what the cream of celery soup looks like. It has really a nice color. This is the first time that I've made this recipe, like I told you guys already. I will link to this you know, to this lady's blog, and if you do make this recipe, just know that it is a little bit peppery and it is a little on the salty side. But otherwise, great flavor. It's going to taste great in tater tot casserole. I just took the rhubarb pie out, so that's cooling. We'll probably just have that as a dessert with supper tonight. Can you guys smell it? It's so, oh, it just smells so good right now. I did publish a video of us making all those pies, and that recipe for the rhubarb pie and the rhubarb nut pie is at my blog, camphomeschool.blogspot.com. So if you're looking for that or any of the other recipes that I'm making today here, I will get those on the blog. Maybe not right away, but they will get there. Right now, I'm just setting up a station for getting my tater tot casseroles ready to freeze. And since I don't have any foil pans right now, I'm just going to freeze everything in a Ziploc bag. I'll just thaw it quick, throw it into a 9x13 casserole pan when we're ready to make it, put on the bag of tater tots, and then we'll be ready to go. Normally, I'd like to put these right into casseroles, but I'm just out of those at the moment. This is what it looks like all bagged up. I just put 2 cans of veg-all, a couple ladlefuls of my cream of celery soup, 3 more meals in the freezer, ready to go for a busy night. I had to completely abandon the 20 pounds of mashed potatoes today because since I had to make that homemade condensed soup, that just took a little extra time and it really bottlenecked my stovetop. I set up another station for filling freezer bags. And here is my pizza burger mix. And then when we serve this up, I spread, about that much, which is probably about a half cup or so, onto a half of an English muffin. And then we put them under the broiler for around 5 to 8 minutes, really just kind of depending on how hot your broiler is. Again, my gas oven is a little bit, the broiler is a little slower than my electric range was. Good morning. It is day 3 of my bulk cooking session here, and today I am finally going to get started on the mashed potatoes. Now, yesterday I wanted to get started carrying a pot of water here, but like you saw, I had to make homemade cream soup, and that took a little time. And then we also had gymkhana last night, so I had to kind of stop around 4 o'clock and move on to actually making supper for everybody yesterday. Peter, shh. And so now here we are today. It's almost 10 o'clock. I've got laundry started, so I'm finally getting started on this. I'm gonna for sure get to these mashed potatoes. I have 20 pounds potatoes that I'm gonna peel and then get those boiling. And then I'm also today going to work on making dough. I had a lot of requests this month for homemade pizza and homemade cheese fries and cinnamon rolls. So I'm gonna make a bunch of dough today and pretty much call it a day on that. And then I think I'm actually done. And all of that together, let's count up here. 3 meals of pizza burgers, 3 meals of tater tot casseroles, so that's 6, 2 meals of chicken salad, 7, 8, a meal of savory chicken, 9, then 2 casseroles, 11. In the freezer, as far as meals, I will have 11 meals. Most of those will have leftovers for the next day for lunch. And then I have a number of other meals that we'll just have to kind of make that day. You know, like this I don't really prepare ahead of time. Cube steak, I don't prepare the venison roast ahead of time other than thaw it. Actually, no, I didn't count in the pizzas. So I'm also going to have 2 full meals of pizzas. So that takes us up to somewhere 13 to 15 meals in the freezer. And the cheese fries, those could be a meal in themselves for lunch, or we could just use that as an add-on to a supper meal or something, and so then I'll have a bunch of add-ons in the freezer as well. I'm going to get right on getting those potatoes going so that I don't run out of time again today. So peeling 20 pounds of potatoes didn't take all that long when I didn't have any distractions. I kind of got lucky here this morning. Amber needed to go to Walmart for something, and then Sam decided he wanted to go too, and I said, hey, you know what? Since you guys aren't going to be helping out in the kitchen at all today, how about if you take all 3 of the little kids too? I'm thinking they're probably going to be gone for at least 2 hours. I would say just about 2 hours. There has not been a single distraction for me. So I'm just doing my 20 pounds of potatoes in 3 batches. I've got 2 large pots going here. I've got my big enameled cast iron pot going. And then this here, I think this is like a 16 quart or something. So it's not huge, but it gets the job done. The way I freeze mashed potatoes is I basically start loosely with this recipe here that was given to me by a lady from church. And how cool is that? It's actually typed on a real recipe card, which is kind of special. So she calls this potato casserole, and I just kind of loosely follow the recipe. I don't use as much salt, and I don't divide up my milk between half and half, and I guess it just calls for half and half. I don't do that. I just use regular milk. For the 20 pounds of potatoes, I'm going to put in 2 sticks of butter, 2 bricks of cream cheese. I'm going to do 6 to 8 cups of milk for sure. Then the seasoned salt, onion powder, and pepper. I have my packaging system set up over here. It's basically just an ice cream pail. I put the freezer bag in there and then glop some potatoes in there. So that's basically it. This afternoon though, I've got my trusty lid broken off bread maker here, and I am going to get these soft Italian breadsticks going. I'm going to make 2 batches of this here in the bread machine, and then when I thaw the dough, I'll just roll it out into a great big cookie sheet. I bake it. When it has about 5 minutes left, I take it out. I put some melted butter or garlic salt and a whole bunch of mozzarella cheese or any kind of white cheese I have on hand. Put it back in the oven, let it melt, and it's just a nice, kind of a nice ooey gooey, nice and soft breadstick. But I'm going to get 1 batch going in here, then I'm going to work on all the great big dishes. One tip I have for you is that if you only have 1 bread machine and you're doing something like this where you want to make up a lot of dough, instead of having to measure the ingredients 2 or 3 or 4 times depending on what, you know, how many batches you're going to make, just get out multiple bowls. As you put the ingredients into your bread pan, just put another set of ingredients into bowls, as many as you're going to want to make recipes for. And then when the first batch is all done, you just have to add the wet ingredients and the dry ingredients quick to the pan, and you can just keep it going. It works great. Over in this big bowl here, I'm going to get going on my pizza crust. This recipe does not use a bread machine. You mix it, then roll it right away, so you get a nice thin and a little bit of a crisper crust, because that's how we like our homemade pizza. I'm not going to roll it right away. I'm going to take my recipe that normally would make 2 fairly big pizza crusts, and I'm going to triple it. And I'm going to put that all right into here. You're goofy. So as you can tell, everybody is back up from swimming, and I've got this triple batch of pizza crust dough. I'm just going to divide this into sixths, and then each of those sections will be enough to make a very large pizza. I have a couple round pizza pans, and they must be about a 16-inch or so, and so each section will make a good sized pizza with a nice thin crust. So I was kind of thinking that the bread machine would move along a little faster than it is, but I mean, an hour and 40 minutes is an hour and 40 minutes no matter what. I'm just going to get my cinnamon roll dry ingredients into a couple containers here. Then as the bread machine frees up, then I can just kind of keep cycling through ingredients through the bread machine rather than put everything away and then have to get it all back out again. So continuing on here with our batch cooking, come on, focus. I have 6 pounds of Italian sausage going for all the pizza that we're going to be making this month. And then I've got Amber sneaking Rice Krispies. Emily over there in her cute little braids.
That I did.
Okay. They are getting ready to make 2 great big pans of Rice Krispies.
Hey.
I'm still working on the big dishes.
Where?
And that is pretty much, that's pretty
Where
much the day.
I want a cheese stick.
Oh, okay. We'll find it.
I can't find them.
Where did he put them? They were in the cheese drawer.
You said you wanted to do the Rice Krispies. Are you folding?
I'm folding. I just want a little.
Amber! You were supposed to fold. Okay. I'm really good. Okay.
Oh,
Is
yeah.
it good?
Are
Yeah,
you
buddy.
girls going to actually get any of those Rice Krispie treats to the pan?
Yeah, buddy. Eventually. Okay, just hold on. It's so good. It's so good. Look at this. I feel like we have a lot more marshmallow than normal right now. You put 2 bags of marshmallows! That's what it said! I thought we had 3 bags! That's why Mom wanted 3 bags for 3 batches.
Emily, what are you doing?
I'm smelling pizza dough. That sounds way worse when you say that.
It does.
Well, like, it's just so good. If anyone has ever made homemade bread or homemade pizza crust or something, like, you just know the smell of that freshly made dough, and it's so good and it's so comforting. Can I have a little piece out of it? And it's just
Can I have a little piece out of
good.
it?
Wish you guys could smell it because it smells very good.
This doesn't have anything at all to do with bulk cooking at all, but I'm just stepping outside because the bread machine is going, and I thought I need to get out here and just tend to my flowers. And I caught up with Joe. He's just outside playing baseball.
Oh no.
Yes, you were. I saw you. You were running the bases. Were you having fun?
Oh no.
You don't know? Here's my patio tomatoes. They're doing terribly. They got flooded out twice in here because this pot doesn't have any holes in the bottom. We had to pour them out, and the first time that they got poured out, it was so soupy that actually they slid out, so then I kind of had to replant them. And then the kids have been throwing sand in here and digging in there, so if I get a cherry tomato yet this summer, I think it will be amazing. It's just a beautiful day out here today. It's 85 degrees, the sun is shining, and I'm just so happy to be outside finally tending to my flowers. But that made me really think about something and how important it is to just stay completely present in whatever it is that you're doing. This morning, I knew it was beautiful. I knew that I had load upon load upon load of laundry to do, and I knew that there was so many other things that I probably should and could be doing at the time, but I just stayed focused. I stayed present in what I was doing so that I really just gave it my all. If I stay present, I make less mistakes. I feel better about what I accomplish at the end. And it's kind of like that with the kids too. It's so easy to get distracted, whatever it might be, social media, other kids, my own things, whatever it might be. But I really, really work at staying present. So if I'm swimming with them or if I'm reading a book to them, I try not to let other things get in the way, things like phones, just other interruptions. I know I'm just kind of rambling here, but just that's something that I've really been focusing hard on this summer, is just to stay focused and to just stay present in what I'm doing. Right now I am watering up flowers and I'm just enjoying it. I'm not thinking about the laundry that needs to be done. That, you know, I had these lofty goals that I was going to get 6 loads of laundry done, because for some reason I just forgot to do laundry the last 2 days, and I was going to get all that food prepped, and we were going to do a couple reading lessons even though it's summer, and I was going to get more weeded on the garden, and I was going to get all my flowers fertilized, and but rather than thinking of all those things while I was cooking, I just thought about cooking. I do really like to get down to my kids' level and let them talk to me and things like that without going okay, now you need to, you know, unload the dishwasher or something. Actually just give them, you know, give them time too, and just stay present in whatever I'm doing. Stay present, that's the goal. All right, so that just about wraps up this large family bulk cooking episode. All the things you saw me make here will all have recipes over at the blog, www.camphomeschool.blogspot.com. Remember, if you like this kind of video, give it a thumbs up. That helps me know to keep on doing this style of video, and we'll catch you guys all again later. Have a fantastic day. Bye-bye.